All right, good morning, everybody. Happy middle of the week. Happy Wednesday. Getting closer to the weekend, huh? For those of you who follow such things. Anyway, welcome to today's Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream. We are concluding our flight today in Athens, Greece. So we are going to go down the way here to Athens. About a 2-hour flight. Hopefully, maybe we'll get there a little bit quicker. Let's take a look at our weather setting real quick. Home wind's perfect. All right. So let's get in here. Well, I'm going to wait a minute, see if anybody else pops in and says hello before we get started. I'm going to just try to finish my coffee here real quick. Then we'll get going. Now, regarding yesterday's flight, while we're waiting for everybody to get in, anybody to pop into the chat. So I did check some stuff over. It does appear that there's some stuff missing on the information displays that would make the flight actually work. I don't know why that is. I reloaded several times to see if I could get it to pop up. But for whatever reason, it's not. But yeah, so I did delete those videos. So if you were there yesterday, I apologize. I thank you again for the thumbs up, but it was just becoming too much of a headache for the flight. So yeah. All right, let's get in here and get things going. So Friday's flight, we will use the A320. So that is all set. We will use the Air Portugal, good morning Joseph, Air Portugal livery. I think it's like a national airline there in Portugal or something. I'm not sure, but it's a neat little livery. So we will use that for our flight from France to Barcelona. Toulouse to Barcelona. All right, let's get everything started up. And we are departing to, I don't remember which runway it says we were going to go take off from. Let's see where. I think there's only the one runway. We want to go south. No, they want us to head north first. Okay. Looks like we shouldn't have too far to go for our takeoff. So I will dial in our first 1740. Oops. All right. Okay, it's all set. I think we have everything we need. All dialed in. All right, let's get out of here. Might be a quiet day in the chat. There's no telling. Get on my way, little van. I'm fine, Joseph. How are you? Maybe we can't take off to the south because of these hills. We may not clear them. If we go to the north, yeah, okay, that makes sense now. Good to hear, Joseph. Good to hear. No, we're not departing to the south. We're departing to the north. Maybe if I'd asked for north, maybe. Hello, Mela. Hello, Kyle. I noticed you changed your YouTube name. Welcome. So it appears possibly tomorrow that the Concorde will be in the marketplace. So if possible, I may pick that up tomorrow if it's there. They're saying it's possible that it might be there tomorrow, but we won't know until tomorrow. So that maybe eventually we'll make a debut on Jetliner Tuesday. All right, I think we are all set. Oh, let's make sure we put all of our appropriate safety lights on. Get rid of that. We can turn off our taxi light, since we are no longer taxiing. All right, let's get out of here. And before you ask, Camilla, I had pasta for dinner last night. Just regular old pasta, nothing special. I did forget one other thing. Here we go. Yep, exactly. All right. We'll climb out over this way, and then we'll make our turn towards back that way. Hello, Parsa. We did pick up a few more subs yesterday. Thank you all for that. We are inching closer to 300 subs. We do to try to fly 7 days a week when possible. There is a link to the Discord. I went shopping last night to the supermarket for brought rigatoni, Alfredo sauce, Parmesan, and grilled chicken. That does sound good, Amela. Sounds very good. Nice combination there. Alright, let's head south. Good, like... Oh, thank you. Tomorrow we'll be in the Fokker F7. 158. Never knew how cheap food was till you bought the pound cake as well. 2 bottles of juice, all for 12. Nice. You scored a pretty good deal, it sounds like. Alright, we are heading towards our first waypoint there. And then we will turn just slightly, not a huge change in our waypoint. We will head for 82 nautical miles towards our next waypoint. You scored a pretty good deal, it sounds like, there, Mel. Let's back off the throttle just a smidge here. That's the one we're heading towards. Yay. Boy, we're flying through everybody's airspace, it seems. I think we can go ahead and safely dial in our next VOR DME 11340. We can pretty much do the same heading. We're not too far off of it, so we are on our way to our next waypoint. Well, hopefully everybody's doing well on this Wednesday morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome. For those of you who are new viewers, we try to fly 7 days a week, like I said, my schedule permitting. We try to fly some different things every day of the week. Mondays and Wednesdays is vintage aviation. So we will be flying the Junkers 52 or the Fokker F7B. Next week we will kick off our 32-leg trip to the former Dutch Indies with our initial flight from Amsterdam to Leipzig. I am you pilot. You're okay. I'm guessing you mean, did you fly in Microsoft Flight Simulator as well, or you were a sim pilot? I'm not sure what you... have you had Hintemans? No, I don't think I have, Mella. Sounds good, though. I do like pound cake. It is pretty tasty. But it is lots of sugar. I could probably have one slice and get away with it, but if I have a whole cake myself, my doctor finds out, my doctor would not be very happy with me. So yes, Mondays and Wednesdays, Vintage Aviation Tuesdays, Jetliner Tuesday. We had a little mishap yesterday with the Embraer regional jets. So there is an issue with them. I'm not sure exactly what the issue is, though. But there is a known issue. And Thursdays will be Military Aviation Thursdays. Fridays is viewer requested flights. We are booked up for the remainder of April for viewer requested flights. So end of April we'll be talking about May. If you go to the Discord, there's a whole description about what the viewer requested flights entail, what I need from you as the viewer in order to make those flights possible for you. Saturdays is Lightning Saturday. Take the P-38 Lightning. Our debut flight happened last Saturday, but we will be touring former Army Air Corps airfields in the United States, starting in California. Tomorrow we'll be taking off from Bob Hope Burbank Airport, and we will be talking about the role that Burbank played in World War II, and specifically Lockheed. Some interesting information there. Sunday we'll be doing a flying tour of Athens, Greece. Fly around there for a little while on Sunday. We had a nice flight along the Sangre de Cristo Mountains last Sunday, or earlier this week. My channel operates on, I believe, standard rules for participation in the chat. I don't think there's anything that I ask any differently than any other streamer does. Snide comments like just coming in and saying boring or whatever, I'm just going to outright ban you. I'm not even going to try to reason with you. It's just going to be a straight up ban. Be chaotic in my chat, same thing. I'm not going to have any of that anymore. Please, no politics, no religious, no nothing hot button issues. No hot button issues. It's not what we are here to talk about. We are here to talk about aviation. Sometimes we will talk about history, but it is not to agree or disagree with foreign policies or governments or anything like that. Oops, getting a little off track here, it looks like. And I do, generally when I'm taking or landing, I will, just so that for you new viewers, if you're here when we're landing, I do turn my laptop away to the side a bit so I don't get distracted by the chat when I'm trying to land a plane. It can be a lot to do, especially if we're landing manually or even sometimes with the ILS approach. So don't Don't think that it's personal. I'm just trying to get the plane on the ground. So there you go. Let's see how we're doing here. 66 nautical miles to our waypoint. Wow, we are already talking to Athens Center. Interesting. 11340. Let me make sure I got the right. I think I do. Let's just make sure. Yep. All right. I was gonna say, am I cutting the corner or something? Hello, Patrice. Nice to see you here. Sorry, I tried to look again. I couldn't find you on the Discord. I don't know quite what to do about that, to be honest. Let's have a look outside here. If we'll get our picture here. Oh, that's a good shot right off, right there. Don't want to stay outside for too long because it appears there's just enough wind that's blowing us off course. My dad gave me $50. I can get credit tomorrow and watch live streams way more. Protesting at Rockstar Games. Okay. I'm doing fine. Protesting at Rockstar Games. I'm guessing you're not actually protesting at Rockstar Games if you're here talking to me, but interesting channel name. I understand quite a few people are unhappy with Rockstar Games for various reasons. What's it called? Grand Theft Auto games that were supposed to be remastered apparently were not exactly as good as they led everybody to believe. You know, a lot of people were a bit unhappy with the with those releases. You know, it's interesting that a lot of these companies that were well-known, regarded, well-respected gaming companies like Rockstar and all that they all eventually seem to get a little too greedy, maybe. They start making decisions that are less than ideal for the gaming consumer, and yet people buy to still buy their stuff. I don't quite understand it. I just tried again, and now always the same answer. Your invitation is invalid or expired, or you don't have the rights to join the Discord. Let me do this then. Let's try this. Maybe if I put in a... Here you go. Try that one, Patrice, and see if that will let you in. I mean, yeah, it's just, it's amazing, but, you know, what I don't understand is if everybody knows that, you know, like EA, for instance, or Activision, or, you know, there's a bunch of these places that, you know, everybody knows now how bad their business practices really are, but then people still buy the stuff, and it's like, why would you do that? Why would you continue to hand them money? Can I make a trip to Saudi Arabia? Well, I can tell you this. I have been through Saudi Arabia, I believe. When we are flying through to the former Dutch Indies, we will go through Cairo, down into Iraq, Iran. I don't think we're going through Saudi Arabia. We may hit the very... I'm trying to think if we may pass through part of it. I'm trying to remember. But so here's the deal. Balbalik. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. Viewer requested flights are on Fridays. I am booked up for this month. Next month, we will be at the end of the month when I do my quote-unquote longish flight. Then we will open up things for viewer requested flights. I am trying not to do anything more than a couple hours, 3 hours tops. But yeah, I've not taken requests today. I do believe I have flown extensively already in the Middle East. We will be Monday we'll be kicking off our 32-leg tour to the former Dutch Indies. So as we will be flying through quite a bit of the Middle East. Discord and YouTube are different. Okay. Yeah, I can't find you to even send you a friend request so that I can send you a direct invitation. I wish you were in another Discord, because then I could probably find you that way. One that I'm also in. Anyway, well, we'll see if we can't figure it out, Patrice, one way or the other. Oh, somebody took a like away. Oh, I guess. Oh well. It was at 10. Now somebody said, "I don't like you now." That's all right. Still appreciate you coming in. So yeah, I try to do viewer requested flights. I'm just going to make this observation, okay? And I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything. It seems that I get a lot of requests from Pakistan, India, Indonesia. Seem to be the three places that most viewers come in and request, okay? And it's like I feel like at least once a month or every other month or so, I am flying in that region. And the funny thing is that a lot of the people who request those flights never come back into the chat. They don't interact at all. That's what I know. I've started to notice. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's a time difference thing or whatever. But if you ask and I say, yeah, I can do it, and then you don't come back to even watch or interact during the flight, you know, it just feels like it's a bit of a joke. So, you know, I think I've tried to be very reasonable when it comes to those requests, and I'm asking people to think outside of where they live. You know, don't automatically go like, I live here and I have to see this part of the world. Think about outside of that. You know, we can fly pretty much anywhere in the world as long as I can find the airports. I can do it, but yeah, it's interesting that everybody comes in and it's Pakistan, India, Indonesia. You know, I don't quite understand it, but you know, if I can do it, I will. But just not. I'm not taking requests right now. You know, we've already got everything all booked up for this month for Fridays, and it's only on Fridays. Now, if there's something that I can incorporate, you know, into the schedule, and it just happens that, oh yeah, I can do this and I can use this aircraft and it'll be fine, then I have no problem with it. The other issue too is what I noticed when I was putting together the flight going to the former Dutch Indies. A lot of the airports that KLM landed at on the way to the former Dutch Indies have all become military air bases. Like they were normal airports, but over a period of time, at some point after the 1930s going forward, they all became military air bases. Some of them you cannot, I cannot find in the sim. You know, or I find them in the sim, but I can't find navigation information to get there. There's one in particular going into Iraq that, well, it wasn't an air base, but it's, I could find it in the sim, but I can't find it like on SkyVector to get the, you know, find the navigation stuff, information. So it will literally be dead reckoning to that airport on that flight. But on the overhead pictures, from what I could see, the airport has been completely wiped out by something. Like it doesn't exist in the real world, but in the sim it exists. Alright, let's see how we're doing on our 42 nautical miles. So yeah, I think I've tried to be very reasonable with the requests. You know, I try to, yeah, I'd like to get people to think more outside of their home country, you know. But I get it and I think a lot of it is my feeling is that the people who ask for these things, they don't have the sim, they don't have a way to get it, which I completely understand. You know, but yeah, if you're going to ask me and I do it, I would hope that you come back and be more active in the chat. You know, you asked me and I said yes. You know, there should be a little bit of give and take, you know. But I guess that's not how people view it. They get what they want and then they bugger off like Mr. Addies does sometimes. But yes, going back to what protesting at Rockstar Games, like for instance, I won't give Bungie any more money. Now they claim that everything that happened in Destiny 1 was not their fault. It was all Activision. I beg to differ. I think they did. They were in on the whole thing, and they try to pretend that they are not. So I won't give them any more money. I will never buy another product from Bungie again. I don't care who owns them or whatever. I don't care what kind of crap they talk. I don't trust them anymore. Same with Ubisoft. I won't give them any more money. So yeah, a lot of the companies that were very good back in the day have ruined their own reputation. But to go back to Momalik, also, I do have, I make my plans well in advance as well. Like I sat down and put together all the legs going from Amsterdam to the former Dutch Indies, and trying to fit it within a reasonable streaming schedule and time so that it's not too long, so that people get bored and then they leave and then the chat just dies, for instance, or anything like that. So there was like a couple legs that were like 5, almost 6 hours long, and I had to break them up into separate, separate legs. So that's why I ended up with 32 legs total to get there. Whereas it took them a week because they were flying, they'd take off and then they'd land somewhere, fill up, service the aircraft if needed, check everything on the plane, make sure it's still working, and then they'd take off. And so they would get, a couple legs done in that period of time. And they were only flying during the day, so they would take off basically as soon as the sun was up, and they could go and they could see, and the weather was clear, so they could navigate with visual references. Then that's what they would do. But I can't. That's too much for me to sit here and do. So, all right, 33 nautical miles to our waypoint. Oh, somebody threw the like back up. Thank you. Thank you all for the 10 thumbs up. But we will bring the Ukers 52 back because they were used over in South America, Ecuador and Colombia, for instance. So we may do an additional flight on Tuesdays, maybe around noon my time. I'll at least have a nice enough break in between streams, just so that we get it. Tuesdays and Thursdays, just do some additional flying in these vintage aircraft. Good morning, Mick. How are you, sir? Nice to see you here. And I've got the tail codes for those, so that when we do fly them, the tail code for those services, I will change it to reflect those. We just don't have the liveries for them, unfortunately. what I learned was that as Lufthansa grew, and they would send basically like a company executive over to South America, for instance, and say, "Hey, we want to make a partnership. We will provide the airline services here, and all that." And it worked until the early part of yeah, it is. It was weird. It was right after, I think it was towards the last part of Pulse's stream. Suddenly YouTube kind of got fixed rather unexpectedly. And then I saw that he was having issues and then ended his stream abruptly. So, yeah, I don't know what happened. But yeah, it just suddenly, it was like, bam, the stream was over. And I was listening, like I didn't hear him say, okay, we're wrapping things up. So I don't know if he had technical issues there at home or what. But it was rather strange yesterday. And it was interesting because I even typed in, like, is there any issues with YouTube? And everything I read was like, no, there's no problems. So I don't know. Something happened. I don't know. It was really weird. All right. 25 nautical miles. Then we will make another slight adjustment in our direction. So yeah, I really am enjoying these vintage sort of planes that have been updated with modern navigation stuff, so that we can fly them and enjoy them. But also, not even start mine. I pushed the button to go live and nothing. Yeah, I couldn't, like, if I'm on a standard YouTube channel, like, you know, like the main, like my main page or whatever that shows either recommended stuff, or even like if you went live or anybody else that I follow goes live, I couldn't, there, you know, normally there's like that sidebar that didn't exist, and then I couldn't even access my own channel from that yesterday. And then, like, I think it was like maybe half an hour before Pulse ended his stream, all that information was suddenly available again. It was very strange. Okay, perfect. That's where we're headed. So yeah, it was very strange because I thought about it. I'm like, well, I know Tuesdays is your night off, and then I thought, well, but maybe he would be doing something else. So I kept refreshing, waiting for you to go live, and then when it suddenly, all that stuff disappeared, and I'm like, and then I still didn't see anywhere on the main YouTube page that you had gone live. It was like, okay, something's not right. Or I thought, well, maybe you were going to actually take the night off and not stream or anything and just hang out in Pulse's chat. So, yeah, it was really weird. Joseph, when you say, oh God, what? You just put these random things in the chat, and I'm like, okay, what are you oh Godding about? You just say that, and then it's like, you do it in my chat, you do it in mixed chat, and then you just like, everybody's like, what's wrong? You gotta need to provide a little bit more context there, Mr. Addies. Alright, so we are heading over an island. That is our waypoint. So yeah, right here in front of us. That should be the island that we are going to cross over. And our waypoint should be on that island. Hello, Ibrahima. I see that you're talking about something about, you're speaking in French, which I understand the bonjour. I was going to start going for the club. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I understand. When I go live, it takes a bit of time to warm up. Well, yeah, well, I think it's your dodgy internet connection there, Mr. Addies, and the fact that you're on a PS4. Yeah, I don't speak French, so I don't really know. Like, I understand very little bit of it, but or you're like the bonjour and monsieur. I do know those words, but I don't. Banjo, Mr. Babacar Banjo Olympics. I don't know quite what you were trying to say. Okay, crazy videos. All right, here's the deal. Fly in Wollongong. Okay. I really want some word in French, but it doesn't have to. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me either, Patrice. I did a quick translation. So, anyway. All right, crazy ideas. Can you please fly in Wollongong, Australia? Mom passed away on Sunday, and I really want you to cheer you up. Hi. Well, I have been flying in Australia. Actually, I've been flying with Captain Arish, who is on Twitch. He's been doing a around the world tour, but he streams it, I don't. I just go in there to enjoy the flying and not worry about his stream. Let me look at the schedule. Because my initial answer would be no, because I try not to deviate from my schedule, if at all possible. So trust me, I'm not trying to be. Oh, thank you, Patrice. Well. You're putting me in a tough bind, because I do feel for you that your mother passed away, and I'm sorry for your loss. The earliest I could do it would be Sunday. I could do it after we fly in Athens, Greece, for our viewer request, or not a viewer, it's a scenic flight. Oh, thank you, Crazy Videos. Appreciate that. Let me get my. I know there's an airport near there. Okay, I think I have. Hold on a second. Let me look at the map, because I feel like I've flown there before. We were just doing course, the maps don't want to come up. Alright, everything's suddenly acting up. Alright, is there a C-17 in Microsoft Flight Simulator? No, but I believe somebody is working on one. All right, I'm going to reluctantly say yes. I try. I don't want to make this a habit. Okay. So Sunday we're 6:30. Well, it won't be 6:30. Well, I'll tell you what. Sunday we won't do train sim so that I can get the 2 flights in. So the following Sunday we will be on the Bakerloo line then. Alright, so Sunday 6:30 Eastern, 11:30 UK, we will take off and do our flying tour of Athens, Greece, and then we will land, and then we will head over to Wollongong. It's not going to be a very long flight. So, yes, I will do that on Sunday. Well, yeah, it would be since, other people have been asking for it. I think somebody is working on it. I don't know who. It will be on the PC first, of course, and it may come later to the Xbox. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's still being worked on. A lot of companies are developing aircraft. They release stuff and then they get to work on the next project. So all right, I will do that for you, crazy videos. But I don't want to make this a habit that people come in and give me a story like that and then. So you are going to be the exception to the rule. Now the bad part is somebody asked me about. See, this is the problem now. I was getting nervous when I was driving. You always do that, Mr. Addies. You're always constantly looking at what's going on behind you instead of focusing on your race. That's what you need to do. I've told you that. Glenn's told you that. And you're more worried about what's happening behind you instead of focusing on what's going on in front of you, and then you end up crashing out. So you need to not worry about what the AI or anybody else is doing behind you. Worry about your race going on in front of you. Yeah, see, now somebody asked me earlier about flying in Saudi Arabia, and I said no. And see, now it makes me look like I'm, yeah. All right, so we are over our waypoint. Let's go on to our next one, which is 11540. On a heading of 163. Yeah, that just puts me in a tough bind. Now, I believe this is not a DME that we will use. It should be a nav. No, maybe not. It's a TACAN, so we may not pick up any sort of signal. We're just going to have to try to keep it on the correct path here for 64 nautical miles. Let's see if I can. Is it a... Yeah, I'm not picking up anything. Alright, we're just going to have to keep an eye on our Yeah, I could have done the flight for me. Well, yeah, I could have, but yeah, you know, I'll do it, but it's just I I mean it is captain's discretion, but it's I kind of feel like, and I'm going to say this, and again, I'm not trying to offend anybody or whatever, or it's like I kind of feel like some people go around to different channels. They see people flying, hey, can you do this? And then most people would say, no, I can't. That's not what I do here. I guess just me being me, I do, when you lose somebody like that, it's, you're looking for something to kind of honor them. I get it. But it's not, it's like you're taking advantage of my good nature. And like I said, I should say no, but then it's like, well, then people say, well, why did you say no? That's not cool. It's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. And, yeah, I'm going to do this, but it's a one-time, you get a one-time, it's a one-time thing. That's it. All right, now we're picking up something. I think we just need to be a little bit closer to pick up that signal. All right, so we are on our way to our next waypoint, and then we will turn south and head towards our airport, and we'll be on the ground. Yeah, it's a one-time thing. Matter of fact, while we're at it, okay, so Saudi Arabia I can do on the 6th of May. You're going to be the only one on the 6th of May, because I don't have anything scheduled yet for that. So let me. I gotta find which airports are there in Saudi Arabia. All right, so we have a so 6th of May. We were going from OEPA, which is I'll move right down the. Oh, that's what that is. All right, so we have a flight laid in for Saudi Arabia on the 6th of May. Al Kasuma, I'm probably butchering that name, I apologize, to Hafr Al Batan King Saud. So I'm not sure how long that will be, but there you go. There's your flight for Saudi Arabia. And let me go back here to. All right. So there. So both will be satisfied here in the next couple weeks. So there we go. All right. Oh, this looks like some nice scenery right here. How's the flight going? It's going fine, Augie. Nice to see you here. Sorry, I just noticed that you were in the chat. Didn't mean to ignore you. Trying to make everybody happy, it seems. That is the curse of my life. It's yeah, trying to do everything to bring some joy to folks and get little or nothing in return for it, unfortunately. I need to start learning how to say no and be very direct in the word no. Bad part is you say no, then everybody throws a hissy fit in the chat. Oh. Offer getting dragged out. Offer Easter already. Wow. fact, while I think about it, I'm going to go back here to Australia and look for that airport there, so I have an idea. I know where it is, kind of. It's in New South Wales. South Australia? I'll have to find it. Well, we'll fly that in the in the Fokker F-7B, because there is one that says the Southern Cross, which is Victoria. I'll find it. What's that, Amelo? What you said? No, that's fine. What is that a reference to? I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what you were talking about. I know I'm probably for what? I don't remember what I apologized for. Oh, probably because Augie had posted something in the Twitch chat, and I was trying to look things up for the flight in Saudi Arabia there. That's what I apologize for. Or maybe it was the nice to be home with screaming kids, but luckily it's Easter, so we can feed them Easter eggs and have some peace. Or you could just play hide the Easter eggs and send them out looking for them, and you never put them anywhere. You know, let them run themselves silly looking for Easter eggs that don't exist. That's what I would do. You know, like wake them up in the morning, like there's 30 Easter eggs hidden somewhere around the house, and you got to find them all. And you'll never. I go on break next week, so it can be. Oh, nice. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to put my foot down about it's not Junkers, it's Junkers. And like I said, the funny thing will be, I'm gonna do these flights, and then they'll never be back in the chat again. Maybe that's something I need to institute. You need to be in the chat consistently before you can request a flight. That way, hopefully, then people will be a bit more appreciative. Because you said trying to keep. Oh yeah, that's what I do. Unfortunately, that's just my nature, and then I'm disappointed when I don't get you know, it doesn't lead to, and I shouldn't expect anything out of it, but you know, if I'm doing something in my stream for somebody, I would hope that there's some sense of appreciation for the endeavor, and a lot of times it does not seem to be the case. Oh, Mick. Do hold the tears back when you're not there. Well, I hold my tears back when you're not in my stream, Mick. So there we go. It's a never-ending cycle of tears being held back. I appreciate seeing the folks that I've known for a few years now and from different streams. It is always nice to see everybody. Nice to see new faces. It's a bit tough sometimes because it's trying to kind of be part of a community, a stream community, is not always easy. And, you know, there's a banter that happens between some of the viewers and myself and other folks. It's kind of like they don't either quite understand it or, you know, it just takes time to develop those things. You know, I always think about the 2 units I was in before I got in the Army. I was close. The first unit I was in that I deployed with to Iraq, I was fairly close to a lot of the people there. Mainly because we were a medical company. We weren't just a small section of medics. In my second unit, that's what we were. We had a very small section of medics, and even though there was less of us, and you would think there would be a tighter team, that was not the case. It was more chaotic. Because you had everybody was out for themselves. You know, some people were never bothered by much. Yeah, it is, and you know, or you know, they just. I don't feel like I developed the same relationship with them as I did when I went to Iraq with a company of medics. And people comment on that, like, "Oh, how come you don't have?" It's like, you know, like I have more pictures of my time in Iraq with the unit I was with versus when I was in Afghanistan, and it's like I just never felt that same closeness. You know, I wasn't asked to take pictures like I was when we were in Iraq. I documented a lot of the stuff that we did as best as possible. But people think that it's you know, like it's slight against them. It's like, no, it's just that you know, my buddy in Las Vegas, we were in Iraq together, and he's the only one we talk on a regular basis. Sometimes we talk weekly, sometimes we talk every day of the week, it seems, you know. But I don't have that same relationship with anybody I was in Afghanistan with. And that's okay, you know. But, you know, I even asked him, I said, do you feel closer to some folks from other organizations compared to, you know, other deployments? And he said, yeah. I was in for quite a long time, almost 30 years. Total service. I did, part of that was active duty, the rest of it was National Guard time. Alright, I think we will start to lose a bit of altitude here, just so that we can get ready for our landing here pretty soon in Athens. We got 19 nautical miles to go to our waypoint there, so we're just going to slowly drop some altitude. Try to slowly drop altitude. And you know who I haven't seen in a while is Richard. Sometimes Richard used to pop in. I don't know what he's been up to. Should message him on Discord and see what's new. Nice to see Ryan. Ryan was here on Sunday when we were on the Isle of Wight. Hadn't seen him in ages. I don't have any views on it, Augie. Alright, take care, Mella. Joseph's cat's laying down right behind him. Aw, gee whiz, Joseph, that's tender and stuff. Yeah, I don't have any. I prefer not to talk about it. I mean, it's for the people who are caught in the middle of it. I'll just say it's unfortunate for them. That's the unfortunate part of war, that people who just want to live and just live their lives, they get caught up. Oh, what was happening? Oh, so yes, yesterday, Mick, thank you. So we took off. We were headed towards Los Angeles, and then the plane. I was trying to. I don't know if I did something wrong, but the plane was just all over the place. And so I decided to end the stream. It was like I was dealing with that, trying to answer questions. People were coming in asking about something to do with the A320 autopilot system not working and whatnot. I did test that. It does work. It's just it's like one of those weird sort of bugs that creeps up all of a sudden and nobody knows why. But it affects some people, and other people, they don't have the problem. So yeah, it was just a hot mess. So I ended the stream. I've deleted the videos because it was a very problematic flight. It was getting more problematic towards the latter half as the plane just started acting up, and I tried to get it to calm down, but it was just like I could not get it to sort out. And so I just yeah. It was on top of that. There was all that happening, and then some jackass came into the chat and said boring, and so I just blocked him. So that way I'm like, well, if you find it boring, you don't have to be here. Now you don't have to be here at all. Yeah, they did go down. I don't know if I did that by accident, if I hit the button by accident, or if it was an automatic thing. I don't really know, and it just turned into a big old mess, and I was just like, you know what, I don't think I have the ability to sort it out. The Embraer, yeah. The Embraer has its weird peculiarities, and for whatever reason I could not. Now, the only thing that I noticed is that when I've looked at the tutorial video that the developers did, on the second panel, if you're looking at the flight, like if we were in the Embraer right now, you have two displays. On the second display to the right, there's supposed to be some tabs at the top that you can click on. Those were missing. So I think that's what part of the problem was that the systems were not where they weren't how they were supposed to be. And so yeah, it just became a big old mess. But So I'm going to try. Hopefully, it seems like it's one of those things that the plane. Like I went back to the flight we did on the 25th, and I was like, "Hello, Stealth," where I did the flight, and everything. When we took off, we had a few issues, but we were able to get the plane to climb and all that. But it was like I remember saying when I watched that early part when we were trying to get out of the airport and climb, it was like everything worked the day before. Why isn't it working now? So it's like one of those weird things that suddenly things don't work like they did the day before, and then when I'm flying, I'm like, wait a minute, the plane is not acting like I would expect it to. Which is very troubling. It's like trying to figure all that stuff out. Look at the chat and everything, and it's just like, yeah, it became to be too much. And the funny thing is that everybody will put in like, well, what about this? And it's like, I get all this overwhelming stuff from the chat at the same time, and it's like not very. It doesn't help me at all. So trying to keep keep things. Yeah, it just became to be too much, so I just decided to end it there. Alright, so we are 7 nautical miles from our waypoint here, and we're going to turn to the south and head towards the airport. 11750. We're going to get a little bit closer, and then we'll make that turn, and then we'll get ready to land. So yeah, and it was bad because I know the plane works. It's sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and it's one of those hit and miss sort of things, and I don't know why. Well, hello, totally unknown aviation guy. Everybody's coming in. We're getting ready to land here soon in Athens. Try to get a little bit closer to our waypoint there in front of us, and then we will dial in our last VOR DME, and then we will be getting ready to land. Front nose, yep, right there. Tri-motor. You can kind of see it from here as well. That's the engine. The exhaust comes out underneath the plane, whereas the exhaust for the side engines come out the top there. Alright, let's see here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and dial in our next waypoint here. 117. Zero on a heading of 18. 180. Alright, actually we should be close enough that we can go ahead and ask for permission to land. There it is, right there. Oh, it's right there. Wow, okay. Well, there we are. So we still gotta drop a lot of altitude. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go over the airport and make up our own plan. 300 subs. I am close. I don't think I've reached it yet. I don't know. Maybe I have. 295 is where I'm at from what it says. So we're getting there. That's okay. I don't. I'm not going to demand subs or put a goal or whatever. If people want to sub, they will. All right, 2-1 left. Let me look at my. Look at my. Airport. Layout. 2-1 left. Okay. Go ahead and start slowing the plane down a little bit. But we got to put our landing lights on too. I do appreciate everybody coming in today. Thank you so much for the 16 thumbs up. Very kind of everybody. We'll be back tomorrow, 6:30 Eastern, 11:30 UK in the Fokker F7B, going from Bergen, Flesland Airport to Oslo. Should be a couple hours of flying there for sure. Hopefully some nice scenery along the way. All right, let's see here. So our runway should be that one right over here. But we're going to fly over and just double check everything. That's that runway there, so we Yes. So if that's the case, we're going to come in over the water to get ready to land. Yeah, this should be 2-1 right, should be right there in front of us. So 2-1 left is over here. All right. Do you have a Boeing? No, not yet. That will be sometime before that gets released, I would imagine. That just came out on the PC, so it's going to take some time for them to, and I think it's going to be a WASM issue before that needs to get fixed before they can put it out there on the Xbox. I wouldn't expect to see that. Hello, I do not know how to pronounce your name because I don't understand that language. Welcome to the stream. We are getting ready to land here in Athens, Greece, and we'll be wrapping things up for the day. So there's our runway that we are landing on right over here. Oh, okay. Thank you. Nice to see you here. All right, so we got a plan. We're going to come out over the water and then make right off the left wingtip. We're just going to make kind of a line right through there to our runway. Then we'll be on the ground. I'm going to step away for just a quick second, folks. All right, I'm back. All right, let's get ready to do this. At least the plane didn't crash while I stepped away for a moment. All right. No, that does not. Totally unknown aviation guide. It is. Microsoft will not sell that to Sony. It would be. Yeah, I don't. It'd be a completely different architecture that they would have to contend with, and I don't think Microsoft is going to put forth the effort to do that. They're having enough problems as it is on the Xbox, so I can't see them dealing with more issues putting it on the PlayStation. So, all right. Laptop is turned away. I'm going to get ready to land, so I will check the chat once we are on the ground. Of course, my controller batteries go low.
Alpha Lima.
Alright, I'm back. Just had to swap the batteries real quick. Ooh, that's kind of a picture right there. That might be the picture of the day. Alright, lining up here. There's our runway right there. Come back inland here. We'll be back in Greece or in Athens this Sunday for a flying tour before we go over to Australia for a memorial flight for a viewer. A viewer's mother, I should say. There's our runway. Alright, here we go. Sorry, not talking much, just trying to focus on getting us lined up here. Wow, this thing really wants to go all over the place. Well, there we are. On behalf of myself and the entire flight crew, we'd like to welcome you to Athens, Greece. Local time is 15:24 in the afternoon. We understand and appreciate the fact that you have many options when it comes to your Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream viewing pleasures. We are glad that you chose to fly with us today. Do join us tomorrow in the Fokker F-7B in Norway. We're going from Bergen-Flesland Airport to Oslo. Kind of a shakedown cruise in the F-7B. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Patrice. Appreciate it. That wasn't too bad. Although it seemed like the plane was a bit... It's like the wind kept taking us off the line, but that's alright. We're on the ground, nice and safe. So 6:30 Eastern, 11:30 UK. The Fokker F-7B tomorrow. Friday, we are all set for our flight going from Toulouse to Barcelona. I think that's our parking spot right there. All right. No. Thank you, Ian. Yeah, I do like them as well. They are fun to fly. Now, the interesting thing is about the Fokker F7B, the checklist does not work, the automated checklist, so I have to flip all the switches myself in order to get the plane started up properly. So it's a bit more time consuming than the Junkers 52 is, and that's okay. I figure there's I can kind of streamline the checklist and get everything going correctly so we can get in the air and be on our way. So do be patient with me. All right, take care, Patrice. Thank you for stopping by. I will see you tomorrow, I guess. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Interesting that our taxiway takes us right where these aircraft are parked. Now, one of the things I was thinking just now while we're taxiing here, I do believe our flight on Friday is going to be a very quick flight. Like it's not going to take long for us get from Toulouse to Barcelona, like an hour, if even that. So what I may do is I may bump up the flight, the memorial flight, to Friday. Matter of fact, I think that's what we'll do. We're just going to do that on Friday. We'll throw that in as a viewer requested flight. Sunday we will still do Bakerloo line and then Athens. So yeah, I think that's just the easier way to do it. We'll knock those both out on Friday. The viewer request, Patrice's flight, and then we'll do the memorial flight for viewers whose mother passed away on Sunday. So yeah, that's probably a better way to do it. Oops, let me go forward just a bit more. There we go. Perfect. All right, let's shut it down. The batteries. 1, 2. There we go. An hour 40 minutes. Not too bad. All right, that's going to be it for today, folks. I do appreciate everybody coming in. Thank you also for the 18 thumbs up. Very nice to see that. So I will see you all tomorrow, 11:30 Eastern, or 6:30 Eastern, 11:30 UK. Going from Bergen, Flesland to Oslo in the Fokker F7B retrofit. So I will see you all then. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, morning, afternoon, evening, early Thursday, wherever you are in the world. Until then, peace, live long and prosper.